This is a quick introduction to MSX. MSX is a cloud-based software. It is used to upload the subtitles, the subtitle translations, and any such content in and around the video that is embedded here. So, um, what we need to understand is the software. It's very simple. It's a cloud-based software again, like I said, so it doesn't really download anywhere. You can access it from most machines. You can access it even um, from your phone. But it's best to use a laptop or a PC or something like that to work with. So how it works is when the page loads successfully, you have the video here. You have a bunch of controls out here for the video, which are pretty intuitive to understand. You have the time codes mentioned here. So from say 24 seconds to 29 seconds, there's something playing on screen. And then from 38 seconds to 42 seconds, there's something being said for a duration of 3 seconds. So what we need to do is we need to go here first. We need to, if you can just click on the pause button twice, you'll go to that dialog. For example, I'll do it here. See, I'm there. So I want to start from here, so I just click on this and now I'm there. I hear what is being said by pressing play.
The leading lady of Indian cinema has truly come a long way.
That plays from 38 to 42. As you can see, the time is here 42 now. So I go and I type in what I heard. The leading lady of Indian cinema has truly come a long way. Now I've split this into two lines here because I have to preserve the character limit under 33. I can have up to two lines, and as long as they're under 33 in each of them, 33 here and 33 here, I'm good. If I write anything above 33, the color of this line will change and it will not let me, it will let me, but it's not advisable to upload it as finished product. So this is where the files are edited. You might remember that we had to click on a button on the top here saying enter edit mode. So this is what you see once you click on that button. Um, there are a few things here on top of interest. You can import or export files. In case they are not being saved by the server, you can do this for files that have been saved locally. You can never click this button. You can try this. This will give you a QC report after you are done with entering all your translation. The QC report is a list of errors that the machine will tell you your file has, and then you have to go individually and try and correct all of them, as many as possible. I would say this is not something we need because this is for shifting time codes, and as you can tell, the time codes have already been done for you. There are a few things on this tab that you could use. You can learn shortkeys. Yeah. There's a find button, which is not very, I haven't used it much myself. You can change how the whole thing views. Um, and that's pretty much it. This is the introduction to MSX, which is a cloud-based software that is used for uploading the subtitle translations or the subtitle transcriptions to the client server. We're now going to introduce you to the concept of hyphens and why we use them.
And I must say, you are looking super.
He says, she says, well, and he says, and I must say. We put in a hyphen, and without space, we say, well, and then the next line by pressing Shift Enter or Command Enter, depending on what PC or iOS you're using, we use the other hyphen and we write down whatever Bipasha Basu said. I forgot what she said, but so this is how you deal with two speaker inputs. We just finished with hyphenation. We're gonna try and understand character limits. The character count out here on the right is 33 plus 33. It cannot exceed that. In this case, it's good In this case, it's not, but we don't have a choice. Once in a while, the client will understand if we violate the character limit. Just want to explain italics really quick. If you go through the guidelines that the client has shared, you will see there is a very detailed part of these guidelines which mentions when you're supposed to use italics. Please go through this carefully. And you will understand that italics are used when certain things are happening in the dialogue. For example, if something that's being said is in a foreign language, then we italicize the foreign language parts. Now, suppose this is a foreign word. I'm just saying, suppose instead of saying the leading lady of Indian cinema has truly come a long way, she says the leading lady of Indian, and she uses a Japanese word here. This is a Japanese word. Now, how do I italicize it? I select it. All I do is go and I click this I button. As soon as you click the I button, certain hypertext appears before and after the word. And that means that this word, when it shows on screen, will be italicized. That's, if you can see here, the word is looking different from the words here. It has been italicized. That's the way to italicize something on MSX. Once you finish the file, you have to go to management and say QC report. Never click on complete. The clicking of complete will mean that the file gets delivered to the client. Do not click on this. Only do this. When you click on QC report, the machine will tell you about the errors in the file, and then you click on each error and you try to rectify it. For example, it will tell you there's a character limit error in line 57. You can click on it, it'll take you to line 57. And as we know, we can't do anything about this error. But for example, if we could, then we would say, I'm just saying, you know, you learn from your mistakes. I would say just remove this for now. And we can't do this because that's what's being said. But for example, if we say make this line shorter, and now we save the file, and then after the saving is successful, wait for it to, yeah. Now if we run that same QC report, you'll see that that same error will not show up again. Look, that error is not here. There are some other errors, most of it being empty subtitle because we've not even done the subtitles for it. But that error which we just rectified has disappeared. So this is a list of errors that we need to minimize. There will be new types of errors that will crop up at any point. If you are stuck and you don't understand the error or how to rectify it, please just contact me. Really quickly going to discuss the two numerical limiters. One is characters. We already know 33 plus 33 and 2 lines at best in one block. This is a simple one. But sometimes even if you follow that rule, you might end up breaking this rule here, which is a CPS rule. The CPS is nothing but characters per second. This block tells you two things. One is the duration on top, the duration, and below is the CPS. Now duration is clear. It's the length of the time that that dialogue stays on the screen. In this case, 38 to 42, around 3 minutes, 3 seconds. But what is 17? 17 is, what they do is, they take the total number of characters, in this case about say 60, and they divide it by 3 seconds, and they get the number of characters being said per second. This is a way of understanding the speed of speech on screen, and we try to keep that speed of speech below 20 characters per second. Otherwise, uh, there's too much content being pushed into the user's vision and they cannot accept it. So this is something that we try to keep below 20. I think you should too. Once in a while we are allowed to break this rule, but not too often again. Keep saving your work. Very important. This is a cloud-based software, so the saving does not happen on your machine. It happens on the client servers. Remember that you will need to be connected to the internet at all times when you're working on this software. Once you click on save, it becomes saving and it takes some time, and then the saving will go back to becoming save, which means that particular instance has been saved, which is about to happen around now. It's done. After you finish working on the file and you've saved it, you go to management, you run the QC report, and then you just leave it at that. You do not do anything else. you mail us and you say you're done, and we will take the file, check it, and then we will go and we'll complete this level of the completion. Of course, if you're not accessing the internet, you can always import the file that you worked on onto your hard drive, and that will save it there. And at a later on stage, whenever your internet is back, you can export that same file back, and it will be like you're continuing from where you last stopped. Um, so this is a bunch of videos that will help you understand MSX quickly. If you have questions, if you have some things that you haven't understood, you're most welcome to reach out to me. You have my email address. Please do that. And all the best. We hope that you finish your training quickly so that you can start receiving work. Have a great day.